Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tim Dillon Show. It is our final show of the year, and what a year it has been. Fun holiday season this year. I mean, I love my family. I'm not super close with my family. I mean, let's just say the Reiners had a better holiday season than I had. They're still a closer family than mine. That doesn't mean that there's not a lot of love out there, and I still love everyone. And there's elements of my family I like. There's elements of the intelligence community that are good. There's factions that are good. But it is good to be here. And we have a great interview later coming up with Ryan Grimm from Dropsite News. He talks about Jeffrey Epstein. Apparently that guy was a pedophile. What a way to end the year. Let's just take a minute. Let's take a beat. Let's think. Let's marinate. Let's, grab a tea kettle. Let's curl up with a book. You see all these beautiful families in the matching pajamas, and I love that. Very pro-family, always have been. And they curl up in the comfy chair. Let's curl up in the comfy chair and get the hot cocoa and reflect back on a pretty wild year. This is where we are. This is the end of the year. A lot of people thought that the Trump administration was going to be the most transparent administration in history. That was claimed. What a dispiriting and demoralizing way to end the year, reading about the ruling class and how they've been behaving. The whole thing with Pam Bondi, she's a kook and she's clumsy and she's bungled it. No, I think she was doing what she was supposed to do, which is, keep it from the public. She's bungled it. She's so disorganized. No, I don't think that's what it is. There was that whole incompetence theory. She's got a bunch of papers on her desk and she doesn't know which ones are which. And, the idea that it was like a Three Stooges sketch and she couldn't figure out what file had the Epstein files in it. Wait a minute. No, I think it was chaos by design. My father used to love a montage. He used to get misty-eyed over a montage. When you grew up, television news networks would do a montage of things that happened. Maybe it would include in memoriams for celebrities who died. Maybe if it was a year where they had the Olympics, there'd be some of that. There'd be some things around the world. And in Long Island, we sat on our couch and my father loved a montage. God, did that guy love a montage. He loved the year-end montage. He hated when people talked over the montage. If my mother was trying to say anything to him during the montage, he hated it. He loved a year-end montage. The man could not get enough of a year-end montage. Are they even doing a montage like Russia, Ukraine, this horrible thing that happened in Sydney, Australia? This is not exactly a great year to reflect. It started with the fires in Los Angeles, these crazy wildfires, where I lost my house and my wife and my children. They were all killed, and they were killed brutally, and they were cooked. They were cooked in their home. They were cooked. And I got in my Rolls Royce and I drove to the desert to start a new life. Nobody wants to have to do this, but I did. I did because it was time. And, I do believe that things happen for a reason. I was at that Erewhon eating a breakfast burrito the morning the fire started. True. And literally, I watched this tiny little fire grow into this massive thing. The end of the year is a time when you look back and you go, maybe you've had tremendous personal growth in your life. Maybe you haven't. Who cares? You'll get them next year. Literally, that's a saying. This is life. Now people are going, what's happening? When are the machines coming? What's happening? And I think that question, why does no one have any sex? Why are the young people so angry now? Why are houses millions and millions of dollars, like all of them? Why can't anyone afford anything? What is the montage this year? It's just Peter Thiel talking about Satan. What is the montage? People don't go out. They don't see each other. There's no human community. We live in these siloed digital echo chambers where people just get angry. And that's like the new sex, is to just be enraged. It's rage bait is this big new word. Slop is the word of the year in 2025. Merriam-Webster's dictionary, slop. And by the way, they nailed it. Slop. eat your slop. And that's what it is. I've been using that word for years. Everyone needs to chill the fuck out and relax. What's the big deal here? Like, people are making everything into some meaningful moment, and it's not. It shouldn't be. It's a profoundly unhealthy society that we've created. It really is. You know, when you look at it from the outside, all of these people, it's not even political, by the way. It's not like I'm telling you like they're wrong or they're right or they're going to fix it. I've never really done that on this show. Now, these Epstein documents, say what you want. Say what you want about Jeffrey and Ghislaine and the Trumps and the Clintons, but they had class. They had class. They went to the best places in the world, and they raped, murdered, and tortured people. And yes, a way that I would live? No. Sort of evil, little demonic. But it was culture. It was culture. And it's a bad cult. It's not a good culture. It's not ideal. It's less than ideal. Certainly less than ideal. But that was the culture of our world. We have to accept it. I don't want it to continue, and I want the people that participated in it to go to jail. But that was our culture. We didn't even know it, but we did. It's a little bit of a pill to swallow, is it not? It's a little bit of a pill to swallow, huh? It's a little bit of a pill. You ever get sick as a kid and your mom's like, you got to take this one. And you're like, ugh. She's like, this one is everyone that rules over you is a satanic pedophile. You're like, oh no, not this one. It's a little bit of a pill to swallow, but that's where a lot of this comes from. This is the runoff. What you're seeing now is the runoff of people living to pretend that that isn't true. It is the denial of that culture that has produced this culture. Listen up, I'll say it again. I should be paid more for this, frankly. I'll say it again. It is the denial of that culture that has manufactured this culture of nothingness. It is the unwillingness to look that in the face that has produced slop. That's what it is. It is the discomfort that comes from facing the fact that your greatest fears are true. And you're unable to process that, so you dive into the Eras Tour. You backstroke through the fucking, restaurant that serves the thing from the app that you saw. Do you want to see the amenities? The building is really nice, but you've got to see the amenities. The amenities are really over the top. The HOA is really high, but you have to see it because the amenities are so worth it. The amenities are amazing. There's this amazing room. You can use it if you have a party, like 12 to 15 people. You want to do a dinner. You can bring in a private chef. It's so amazing. They'll set right up and they'll do a dinner. You can actually bring in servers and a bartender. I've done it before. It's amazing. It actually connects to a terrace. What's great about it is it's actually for everyone in the building to use. You can reserve it, but it's very easy. You just do it on the app. Is the world run by satanic pedophiles? There's also a rooftop garden. It's amazing. I go up there. I have coffee all the time. You can go. So you get a special key when you come here, and it'll only go to your floor. So you don't have to worry about any of the security. And at the top of the building, there's a rooftop garden, and you can sit there, and you can even do yoga because it's actually super private. There's like alcoves. Right. So let me ask you, do you think that our civilization is run by like evil pedophiles that are murdering and torturing children? And next year, the restaurant opens. So like, I don't even want to talk about the restaurant because it's literally so amazing and you can't have it right now. But within 5 months, we have a celebrity chef who's opening a restaurant. It's like Mediterranean, but it's also kind of like more on the Italian side. It's like super perfect. It's like amazing. It's great for like light bites in the morning. And then you can like even grab like coffee and breakfast. And then there's like a lunch and then there's like a dinner. And even I've actually heard this. I can't confirm, but I've heard that they can actually cater your party in the private amenity space. Like the restaurant can cater your party in the amenity space. Wow. That sounds really good. Why do you think that woman got shot in the face in Oklahoma? Well, anyway, If you want it, just speak to your realtor because it's going to go really, really fast. We already have so many people coming back to see it for a second and third showing. Wow. Well, thank you for this info. You've given me a lot to think about. And it is the denial of that culture that has produced this one, okay? They want you to play the game not for any reward, not for a trophy, not for glory, not for honor, not for pride. They want you to play the game because it distracts you from the game. That's the whole thing. You're playing this game called the rat race, whatever you want to call it. You're distracted from what's really happening, where the money's going, who's disappearing, who's being threatened, who's being intimidated, who's being murdered, on whose behalf it's all happening. All the clans and groups and little huddles of people trying to exert power and trying to manifest their reality. All of that you ignore because you're playing a very hard game that involves the accumulation of money, the signifiers of status. It involves the right life, the right friends, the right people, the right tastes, the right opinions, the right concerts. It involves all of that, and it's designed, it's curated for you to participate in and only have a small glance at what's actually happening, what's actually going on, the things that are driving society off a cliff. That's not by accident. And to think it is, you would have to be incredibly naive. You would have to be incredibly naive. I feel terrible for what happened to Rob and Michelle Reiner. But as a good friend of mine recently said, Ray Kump, he said, the best thing that can happen in this country is for your kids to kill you. Have it be your family. It's coming anyway. Have it be your family. It's coming anyway. How lovely to die by the hand of your own blood in a world such as this. Happy New Year, everybody. We'll see you on the other side. Bye-bye.